I had a client, he's late now, he's a multi-billionaire. As far back as 2013, his assets were in billions, including stocks, and I asked him what was the secret of his wealth, and he said,
I founded the first company, died. I founded the second company, crashed and burned. So this is the third one, and I've been doing this 4 years. So far, so good. No signs of crashing or burning yet.
My personal relationship with God.
If it's people, I would say my wife. If it's a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
If I go back to being 20 years, I will not buy a car.
Your best mentee, what was one trait he or she had that made you say, you know what, I'm going to invest my time in mentoring this person? Hey, lovely. Today we are live at the Digital PayExpo Conference 2025 here at Eco Hotel. Check out the sponsors of this event. It's about to be mind-blowing, educative, interactive, fascinating, and as usual, trust us to deliver. Come with me. What do you do for a living?
I'm a consultant, an independent non-executive director. I sit on the board of some banks. I'm the chairman of ARMMFB. I'm the chairman of Cheaper Cash in Nigeria. I'm also the chairman of the HMO called HMS.
I'm a tech entrepreneur. I'm a business person. I co-founded a gaming platform. Naturally, they don't build games in Nigeria, so we are one of the pioneers to build games in Nigeria.
I'm a tech entrepreneur.
I'm a tech entrepreneur. There's money in the tech space. What do you expect? We are a gaming provider. The only gaming provider in Nigeria at the moment. There's a gap in the gaming industry, so we decided to capitalize on it.
So how were you able to achieve all this? Were you a banker at some point?
Yeah, I was a banker. I've also worked with a subsidiary of the CBN up till April this year when I retired, the Chief Operating Officer for the FinTech Association of Nigeria.
I'm the group head of e-business and investments for Sterling Bank,
where I'm a financial service tech provider.
I'm a business person, so I manage relationship with commercial banks and also card producing companies. So what I do basically is I sell digital payment products to them.
Are there investment opportunities for, some of us that want to rise to the top one day? Any advice?
I had a client, he's late now, he's a multi-billionaire. As far back as 2013, his assets were in billions, including stocks, and I asked him what was the secret of his wealth, and he said from the day I started working, I made sure that I bought stocks. If it's only 10 units I can buy, but I must buy something every month, and then when there are rights issues, I take advantage of it, and these things have multiplied and multiplied. He said there are years that I don't get any business, I don't lay off my staff, I just sell some stocks, I'm able to pay my staff bills, and then business comes and I can replace them, but from my stocks I bought houses, I've done this, I've done that. So I think it's a discipline to, people are always looking for fast money. There's no fast money. You must be disciplined to make money, so you must invest gradually. Little drops of water makes an ocean, and it works every time. I remember a question that was asked to the late Tayo Aderiokun of GT Bank, that there were some banks that were really moving very fast, and GT just seems to be very calm. He said, no, we're not competing. We're just doing our own business, and for me, slow and steady wins the race. Today, those banks that were asking him about no longer exist, but GT is still there. Doing things properly, putting structures in place, be disciplined. I don't think you can go wrong.
Hey, lovelies, if you're looking to book an affordable, luxurious shortlet in Lagos or Enugu, I got you. Send me a DM right now. I have the best shortlets in Lagos and Enugu. Send me a DM. Let me give you the best. Thank you.
Because it's highly regulated, I'm careful to use the word lucrative because it's not luxurious, but you will be fine, you will be comfortable, and you should have at least more than enough.
You live in Lagos, right?
Yes, I do.
And the banking job, it's okay for you to live comfortably in Lagos?
When you get to some certain grades, yes, but as a starter, it's neither here nor there. It's a career that I'm not sure you can go wrong with if you eventually decide to be a banker. You'll be comfortable, but not very comfortable if you are just starting. But as you rise through the ranks, you will be very comfortable.
It's a great area to actually find your space to develop as a career. It's also a great place where you can work with some certain set of people or collaborate to identify needs in the market and see how you can use technology in general to drive services, which in turn will grow if you are a co-founder or a founder, whatever be your startup line of service that you've started to venture into within the financial space, you can actually make something out of it. Right?
It depends on what you're doing. If you're building something, you don't build for cash first. It doesn't mean you won't get paid. I think it can be very lucrative. We're an emerging economy, so there is a chance you can build something that can be sold for millions of dollars in the future or billions of dollars. We've seen some successful exits in the country, right? So I think it can be lucrative, but that shouldn't be goal. It should be a long-term plan because every founder plans their exit. As a founder, you pay yourself as much as you can. Then sometimes you exit and you become rich.
If you go back to being 20 years old right now, what would you do different?
Let me put it in perspective. 20 years, I was doing research in genetics and agriculture, and I was one of the first people to do in vitro culture in Nigeria with sorghum. What I'd intended to do was to scale that to an agri-tech, genetic engineering, to be how can we use genetic engineering to solve some of the problems of production in sorghum. But I couldn't get the funding. My father was a clergyman. I couldn't get the funding, and that's how I ended up in banking. When you look at today now, if this kind of funding, investors, and what's it called, VCs were available back then, maybe my trajectory will have been different. Is it still a need for Nigeria? Yes. Agri-tech is critical for agricultural production, starting from seeds. If we can get our seeds right, it's a major leap. Take yam, for example. A lot of our yams have been rejected when they export them. That's because they carry diseases, because our farmers use yam sets. When you use yam sets, the diseases from previous generation is carried along. If you use seedlings, they're disease-free because they've gone through a process called aeroponics and what have you. So you get a better quality, and which is more acceptable when you export. So there are a lot of things we need to do with technology to solve our problems right from the basics, solve our seed problem, make sure we have good quality seeds and what have you, good quality production. It will improve the quality of our yield. For me, technology is critical. That's why I'm saying that 20 years, I won't do anything different, just that I will have opportunity for funding. Then there are people beginning to go into that space because today now it's not relevant. Maybe I was ahead of my time.
Yeah. I don't think at that point many people were thinking about it.
No, as a matter of fact, I went around all the research institutes in Nigeria when I talked to them about biotech, and everybody's like, sounds interesting, but we don't have a budget for this kind of thing.
I think I would sit down to ask myself some honest questions, like what really do I want to do? During our time, it was a case of you being imposed upon by parents to say that this is what you should do, architect, engineer, and all of that. And so I think 20 years ago, I would have sat down to really decided what I really wanted to do and then pursue an education in that line and then hopefully try and make things work.
Some decisions are taken simply because of the prevailing opportunities, right? So if you say, what if it's same opportunities I had then that made me to land in this area? Yes, I would want to take out time to see how I can develop myself differently, especially in the area of tech, because I personally didn't have a tech background. For you to flourish in financial tech services, you need to a large extent, understand how technology could actually be a means for you to provide these services. So taking time to develop yourself in one aspect of tech, right, would actually be an interesting one, simply because it would give you room to interact effectively between your collaborators and all.
If I go back to being 20 years, I would not buy a car. Yes, if you don't need a car, don't buy one. I got a car very early with the hope that I was going to do Uber. I love the car so much. I never used it for Uber. I just used it for personal use, and it wasn't really what I needed at that moment. So yes, delay it if you can. Use the money for something else.
I have the best shotlets in Lagos and Enugu. Send me a DM. Let me give you the best. Thank you. What would you say has had the most impact in your life?
If it's people, I would say my wife. If it's a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I went for the course in 1999, and it changed my trajectory completely, the way I deal with people. So from then I adopted an acronym called TEAM. That's how I manage people. T means train, which is the last habit, sharpen the saw. So not just for myself, but for my team, everybody I work with. Anytime I take a new role, I buy the book for everybody, and we spend 7 weeks doing the training together. And then the E is empathy. Think win-win. It's helped. Empathy is just means being assertive and being able to put yourself in other people's shoes and build people. The A is for accountability. Accountability is different from responsibility. Responsibility is your role. Accountability is making sure that things work. So you're in a team. That's why in a football team, if somebody gets injured, somebody quickly moves into that space. That's what accountability is all about. And the last one, EM, is for motivation. You must motivate people. You must reward people. You must rebuke people too. You can rebuke people through motivation, depending on how to do it. You don't have to be blunt, but you can be frank.
There are quite a number of things. Maybe helping people navigate with their careers, even in banking. Quite a number of people still feel that they are in the wrong occupation and career. What I really enjoy doing is I like to talk to people and counsel them based on my own experience and my own journey. So it's something that I'm proud of, because there are quite a number of people, both within my bank and also outside the bank, that I've actually counseled and mentored to shape their career for a better tomorrow.
For me, my personal relationship with God comes first. That has been my driving factor. There is that reason to believe that you have that ability, God being on your side, to get things done. On terms of human being, I think I have a great mentor who was able to put me through my early days, try to ensure that he can hold me into this area. And up to now, we still have a great relationship. Most decisions I take, I run it through him and always gives me that guide.
Mentors, they are able to shape my thoughts because I just have an unrefined thinking. Be honest, share your opinions, share your thoughts. They can guide you because they've been there. They know what is coming. They know what is going to be, what's going to come in the next few years. So they can help you, the necessary skills and everything. So I would say have a mentor, be close to somebody very sound in the industry.
I would say God. If not for God, I don't think I'll be here. Some days you feel like not going on. And I think also a strong support system. I have very few family and friends, but there are people you can rely on. We've been in existence since 2021.
Doing business in Nigeria for 4 years is no joke.
I founded the first company, died, crashed and burned. I founded the second company, crashed and burned. So this is the third one, and I've been doing this 4 years, and so far so good. No signs of crashing or burning yet. So I think you just keep doing it if you love it. If you enjoy it, you keep doing it. So I've been doing it since 2017. It's not all roses. It has never been roses, but we believe survive today, survive tomorrow, you get to where you're going to. So we are in the middle of a pivot, and I think we are doing great at the moment.
I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I would say all my life, okay. But I could easily trace it down to high school where I started trading little things to make money because I supported myself through school. But I became an official entrepreneur, I think, in the year 2017. My brother and I, we tried several businesses together. 2 failed. And currently, we are 4 years into it. So I've been an entrepreneur, I would say, maybe all throughout my secondary school days up to this moment.
I would say 2019.
2019?
Yeah, when I got out of school.
In April, I clocked 8 years. I remember I joined the bank April 10, 2017.
Was banking what you studied in school?
I didn't study banking in school. I actually studied geology, which is oil and gas.
Roughly about 15 to 16 years now. I provide mobile banking services, and I also try to ensure that people have ease to payment.
Was that what you studied in school?
Not really.
So what inspired your journey in finance?
I actually started then as a bank trainee where I was supporting mobile payment, and also that just geared me towards that aspect of making sure that I work within environments that provide financial services using technology to drive it.
About 8 years now.
What Texas is a new career path?
The name attached to it might be new, but technology has always been in existence right from time of ages.
Was that something you studied in school, or like how did you become a tech salesperson?
Actually, what I did in school is totally different. I studied geophysics. So I was introduced to tech sales during my NYSC period. Even right from time, I have this passion for technology. And then if you have a good interpersonal relationship and you are very good with people, either persuasion or making them feel happy, then I think you would actually do well in sales. So combining the two was actually a good thing for me. It just came naturally. I was able to fit in.
So what inspired your journey in tech sales?
The major thing is the money. Yeah, that's the truth. Technology will always be there, actually. If you keep yourself updated, you'll be able to see the latest trend in the market. There's always going to be somebody that's going to bring that product to the people. We have so many tech guys, very good. They are able to develop something amazing. But what they normally lack is interaction skills. How to bring that product to life, how to make it market demand. So that is where tech sales comes in, to bridge the gap between the technological product and the users themselves. So that is how it happened.
What skill do you have, would you say, that has helped you so much in excelling as a tech sales person?
Relationship management skills, actually. You have to be deliberate about it. It's not something you have to package or this, you just have to have it. If you have a good product, what makes people go for your product is are you able to connect with them emotionally, what they think, because once you have a good product, you just have to find a way to sell it, you understand? Bring it to the people, bring it to unless it's just going to die in the market. So I would say relationship management skills, it's a very important thing. So you know people, know how to interact with people, know what they want ahead of. Sometimes people don't know what they want. So you got to know what they want, what works for them, because there are some solutions that actually helps the problem that you're not even aware of.
So how can someone be good at relationship management? What can they do to help them sharpen the aspect of their life? What helped you?
Just be a good person, actually, and be honest.
Policy is one thing. I think two is a lack of real experience. You don't really know until you start building. So you need to start failing on time so that you get real experience. So it's one of the challenges when you don't have real experience and you just have dreams in your head. Bringing it to life is very difficult. So I think experience is a challenge I faced, at least. So I learned on the job. I learned experience firsthand. I think that's one thing. And I think policy too. We don't have a government that encourages startups. You run into some regulatory hurdles and you need to think out of the box to solve it or have excess inflow of cash to be able to solve that.
Most of my generation, most times are looking for how to get mentored by iconic people like you. For anybody that's looking to get a mentor right now, your best mentee, what was one trait he or she had that made you say, you know what, I'm going to invest my time in mentoring this person?
Willingness to learn. You see, knowledge is critical. A lot of people jump into things without adequate knowledge. When I say knowledge, I'm not talking about academic knowledge. Understanding the intricacies that surround a lot of things. If you are the hackathon, a lot of questions that kept coming up were issues of compliance and KYC, which is a big challenge with startups. The soft issues are left back and everybody just think about market. And then there's a fraud and you're just completely out. So you must bring those soft issues to the forefront. And it's knowledge that helps you to do that. It's people sharing experience that lets you know that issues of compliance, issues of risk management and things like that you bring them forward. You deal with them forefront, not leaving them to do them back end when you think that you have conquered the market.
When you have a mentor, what do you do to water that relationship? Because almost every mentor have various mentees. For them to take you serious, any mentorship tip?
First, you have to be serious-minded. You can't come up to your mentors and start talking about something not relevant. You have to be somebody of value, you understand? Somebody that has the passion and drive, because that's what they measure. If they give you a task or go and study something, or don't take them for granted, you gain more than what they're actually leveraging or what you're getting from them. Just be passionate, have value, and very be determined.
I think what I will advise and also do differently is I will plan better because there are always rainy days ahead. Year one or starting your career in banking, when the money comes, sometimes you feel you've arrived. You just spend the money anyhow without saving. But if I had known better, I would have saved more, I would have planned myself better, and I would have organized myself better. And that's an advice that, of course, people should take. Plan ahead and don't spend all the money.
Just take time to learn, simply because it's not an area that when you graduate from school, you are a financial expert or you are equipped with the right knowledge to venture into that area and begin to offer services. So you also need to ensure that you find yourself in an environment, a production environment where these services are being provided. You can always key in, begin to learn, expose yourself, get to meet people within that industry, to collaborate. In the course of a collaboration, you'll be able to identify areas that you can provide services that will meet the needs of those in that area. And in the course of that, of course, you will certainly grow. I started somewhere, I worked in several places, different fintechs, different banks within their payment departments, and all these things are experiences that will eventually make you an expert in that field.
I should be more expressive, build a stronger network, because in business, the network can get you faster to whatever you want to get. Yes, I'll have said I build more network actually in my first year.
It depends on yourself as a person, and it depends on the industry you want to build in. For some industry, you can easily get courses, right? If you want to just get a tech job, there are courses out there. There are online digital schools. We have the like of Old School, different types. You can acquire skills. But for you to be an entrepreneur, you need to select your industry and you need to have a passion for it. Most days, now passion will drive you. If I want to be very frank with you, you will not see results. You will not see anything. You might not even understand what you're building some days. So you need to have the drive. You need to have the knack for business. Because I will say something. It's not just about building great products. It's about selling it. Don't just be tech. Be also an entrepreneur. Let business meet tech.
Look at it from the aspect of making sure that in all you do, try to identify the need in the market. Try to see how you can use any service to capture that need. That there is a livelihood in that space. So it may not necessarily need to be finance. It could be anywhere. Just identify a need. Once you identify that need, if it's something technology can drive, good for you. But look out for opportunities where there is need. And once you meet the need of that particular space, there is a livelihood there, which you can build anything out of it.
So in everything you do, just know that people are in a worse situation than you. It might be bad. It might be at the bottom of everything. And then you can still make is keep believing, keep making efforts, keep reaching out. Don't just kid yourself because you don't know everything. And surely it will come.
Keep trying. If you really love what you do, keep doing it. And hopefully someday you turn out the result. If you don't, you go with the lessons.